Good afternoon or good morning, whatever time of day it is for you. I am your instructor, Adam Viney. I have at Fort Hayes Bricklaying and Concrete Systems instructor. A little about myself. I've been a mason. I started in the masonry field, which is bricklaying. In 1982, I was a former student at Southeast Career Center, and I worked for quite a while in the open shop industry, and I spent a few years getting my apprenticeship through Bricklayers Local 55. I was also in the Navy. I was a CB, which is construction battalion. So, needless to say, I've been around construction my whole life. I've been an instructor now for going into my 27th and a half year. So, a lot of years I've been teaching, and I love teaching even till this day. Um, the program, I love my program. It means a lot to me. I want my program when young ladies and young men come and they enter it. I'd like to know that I help them get maybe their first job, a career. It's very important today that the student is ready for a global society, so that they become very valuable, and also that they just don't have a job. That if this company dries up or they want to move, they're able to take their skills with them. That's extremely important today, especially in this world that we live in where manufacturing is all but gone. So I'm always happy at the end of the year when I see my seniors move on. Some of them go on to college. Most of them go into the trade, and some of them, well, they learn to get up every day and go to work. Those are the important aspects of my program. I'm proud of it. Now, as any program, we have rules and outlines and guides that we have to go with. I plan to upload my syllabus because if I start talking about my syllabus, I'll be talking all day. And I do teach over at Columbus State, and all the students over there are responsible for reading the syllabus on their own. So at the beginning of the year, your student, your child, will be bringing home a syllabus that will be reviewed. And then when I have at a later date and time our first, what we call open house, I'll probably go over the syllabus that evening because we're not going to be one-on-one. But it is important for you to understand what kind of program I do run. So I will have that syllabus available to you online through this website. Now, the grading scale is pretty much the same grading scale that we use in Columbus City Schools and same one we use at Columbus State. From 100 to 90 is an A, from 98 to 80 is a B, from 79 to 70 is a C, and from, I believe it's 69 to 60 is a D. Anything below that's an F. What will cause your child not to do well and excel in my program is quite simply, they're not there. Attendance is everything in the program. If you're not here to basically learn and to understand what's going on, well, guess what? You can't make that up, because when you're in an English class, the English teacher can send papers home. I can't send a project home. A brick wall's pretty hard to get on the bus, as you'd imagine. So therefore, you're not there. I can't grade you. I'm trying to take your child and teach them the basic skills they need to get up every day and go to work. I can't do that if they're at home. Another thing that I'm very big about is being tardy. Student being tardy gets a point knocked off. Every student that walks through my program has 2 points they start with for the day. If they're tardy, they miss one. If they're tardy beyond 30 minutes, they just lost their points for the day. Okay? You can't think of many jobs where you can show up tardy all the time and be able to stay employed. Employers need you there at 7:30 in the morning, when they really mean they want you there by 7:15. So we're trying to teach them that. And my students that get jobs, most of them understand what the employers want. We want to make them employable. Another thing, grading. I do have tests. I have 6 mandatory tests that go through the NCCER. We have a book that is mandatory in your first year. My tests that I give, I spend a great amount of time for the student to understand. And even if the student doesn't do well, we have resources to help them to excel in those tests. The tests are all multiple choice. If they're there and they take notes, they usually do well. I usually make sure that they understand the information. But with that being said, going back into what I was talking about, if you're not there every day, you're probably not going to do very well on the test. And I, after a while, start to understand what students are going to be there and do well, and then also the student that doesn't show up. I make students very responsible. When you have a test on a Friday, I expect you to be there. End of story. Now, some students may have some catastrophic situations come up. That's understood. I'm willing to work with the student on that. However, it starts to become a pattern. I don't allow students to make up tests because I'm trying to hold your child to the standards of an adult. Adults are expected to understand that they have to do something every day. So that's my same as I do in the classroom. As in the class, when they're in their building, all I ever ask is that the student does their best. We have students that are going to have all different types of learning styles, skills, everything. Some students come in, they know almost as much as I do because their father or their mother was a mason or poured concrete for a living. They understand the basics of it. They come in, they're ready to go. Other students never even touched a hammer. They don't even know what a hammer is. So I have to teach that one. So I grade according to what I think the kid's skill set should give them. I want to see them improve from when they start in the beginning of the year to the end of the year. I want to see that improvement. So projects, when they're there, they're getting them done, they're building them. I just want to see that they're putting their best effort forward and that the skills that I've tried to cover, that they're understanding them. Other than that, that's all I really would say on the laboratory, the hands-on portion. So what do we have? We have NCCER, which is a national accreditation program that we have, the National Construction Accreditation Program. I forget what the E stands for, sorry. And then we have also the core curriculum that they will be covering with Mr. Connect next year. Every Wednesday, the student will be gone from my lab and classroom area, and they will go to Mr. Connect, and they will learn the safety portion of the curriculum program that we have at Fort Hays. So there's a lot going on. When they're in their senior program, they'll be getting their forklift certification with me, their Bobcat certification, also scissor lift with Mr. Williamson. They'll also be earning their AED first aid, and probably the most important thing, their OSHA 10-hour card, which is free with us. Go over to Columbus State and take it. It's $500. So there's a lot of things that I cover. I will say that we have a program of excellence. Student behavior, that's a catchy one. I'm going to be honest. I'm a man of little, how do I want to say it? I expect young people to act a certain way. Now, I admit sometimes my program can be that of military-like, but students tend to respond to a program that is disciplined and basically a program that is going to be orderly. When I come in, my students are expected to sit, be ready to learn. Put your cell phone away. Pay attention to me. See what's going on the whiteboard. You're responsible for this information, not for the day, but for the week. So then we're creating a student that basically can think on their own, which is a very important aspect that goes on job sites. I mean, there's nothing like training a student on a job site, shall I say an apprentice or a young person out there, and they already kind of know what's going on. The employer is very happy. Also, behavior issues can happen. I try to deal with everything in my office, in the back area, in my lab. However, there are times that things have to go up front. That is what I consider last resort, but there's times that I have no choice. So we deal with discipline on a courting basis, and we want the best. But we also have to understand that Fort Hays is a school that a student is selected, especially the high school side. There are expectations there. Like your student's going to have a very difficult time in the fall when there's no shorts. Fort Hays has a no shorts policy. There's no other way around it. Nobody in the world likes wearing shorts more than Mr. Viney. However, I have to come to school sometimes a 90-degree day wearing pants. That's what's expected because that's what's expected on job sites. That's the big part. Now, mom and dads and guardians out there, the big thing that I do want you to understand, it's going to be a different learning for your child next year. They'll come to us about 7:15, between 7 and 7:15 in the morning. They're with me, Mr. Viney, from 7:30 until 9:45. At that point, they'll have lunch, get on the bus, and then they'll head back to their home schools, whatever ones that it is. So that's how the program basically is the overview of the program and the daily schedule. Now, the next big one I'm going to talk about is uniforms. Student is required, it's non-negotiable. I expect everybody every day to be in the same uniform. As you can see, I wear a neon lime colored shirt, high reflective visibility. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those shirts here at the house today to show you, but I will show you this shirt right here. This was one of my older shirts. This shirt, basically the student will get two shirts, and I'm kind of crazy on designs, but they'll get two shirts that is given to them, that is paid for. I expect them to wear it. They come out with anything else, I'll ask them how come they do, and they'll say, well, I forgot it at home, and I'll knock some points off on them. Okay, happens the second day in a row, they sit down, they get no points, and they start getting a zero. Because you can't go out on a job site, pour concrete on I-270, and not have high visibility on. It's dangerous enough out there as it is. Next thing is such an important one. These are safety glasses. Safety glasses must have on there Z87. My glasses that I wear are not safety glasses. I will give your child, if they have glasses like mine, a pair of overglasses. Kids, I can't tell you how much they hate wearing safety glasses, but they just have to get used to them. It's just every job has gone to them. So these are a simple thing. They're not that bad to wear. They'll get used to them after a while. The next big one is something that I used to absolutely hate, and now I wear them all the time, and that's gloves. Gloves really, after 2 hand surgeries and a bunch of splinters in my lifetime, I find that gloves really help save on the hands. Every student is expected, once again, I give them a pair of gloves. Every student is expected to wear gloves at all times in the lab. Next big item is high reflective neon vests. Now, every other year, I switch these vests, okay? These are the ones you see out on the road construction, same color as my shirt. Every year, I switch these vests because the colors of the seniors and juniors, they get confused, and the juniors start taking the seniors start taking the juniors. So your student will either have either high reflective orange or high reflective neon. Just depends on which other year it is. Lastly, and let's hope that your child has a better looking hard hat than mine. I've had mine for a lot of years. But this is the hard hat that everyone is mandatory that they wear. Hopefully they'll wear it better looking than I do as well. But regardless, I give your student all this safety equipment that they must have. The safety equipment needs to be worn when they walk out. Now you might be asking yourself, what about pants? Pants, jeans. Best thing for a kid to wear on any job sites, jeans. Jeans help protect against any kind of splinters from boards, and they help protect the legs and the skin. I would not recommend wearing sweatpants at all. You could go over to Old Navy and buy a pair of jeans a lot of times for 10, 15 bucks. That's where I get mine. Boy, here's the biggest item anymore. This used to be the cheapest item. Now it's going to be an item that's going to be a hot commodity. We're talking about masks. Masks, I'm asthmatic myself. If your child is asthmatic, I will get them a mask, but I just will say to you that these are going to be a very difficult item to get next year, and the students are going to have to hold on to them. Now, I've covered everything basically that you need to know. I will plan to do something again in the fall. If you would like to contact me, you can email me at V as in Victor, INEY 9819 at columbus.k12.oh.us. That is my email. I will be glad to get back with you. If you leave your phone number, that's fine. I will be glad to call you as well. I look forward to meeting every parent and every student next year. Let's get through this pandemic together and have a good one. Thank you so much.